There are some players whose reputations precede them, and Draymond Green is a man who definitely fits that bill. At 35 years old, the illustrious power forward is so renowned that he was recently voted as the 51st best player to ever step onto the court by ESPN. That's aside from accolades he's long held, such as being a 4-time All-Star, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and an exemplary teammate. This means that he's given respect by both sides who line up alongside him, and other greats of the sport who understand how vital he is to any squad.
And it's still to this day, the versatility that Draymond allows Steve and that franchise to have, it makes them who they are.
Even if some of those same individuals haven't always been eye to eye with him on the court.
Draymond Green is one flagrant foul and 2 technicals away from being suspended.
But for all that he is renowned as a true titan of the game, there is a darker side to his rep. The recipient of the most ejections of any player for the past 25 seasons, Draymond's play isn't always above board. And if you get on the wrong side of him, he isn't afraid to speak his mind either.
During the post-game press conference, a reporter attempted to get Draymond Green to draw a comparison to the Warriors' success in the series to the recent tragic flooding in Houston.
I said I pray for the city of Houston because you don't want to see anyone go through that. I feel like you keep trying to get at like us hitting threes or something and you're trying to get a controversial statement out of me, but you're not, because I feel sorry for the people of Houston. People are losing their homes, losing their cars, losing their lives, losing loved ones. And you're trying to get a controversial statement out of me. And I know what you're getting at. It sucks. Stop trying to do that. That's not cool, man. You keep asking me the same question.
With these two traits combined, it's fair to say there are plenty of people who've suffered his wrath. It's your boy Luesta, live from La Hoopsta, and these are the victims of Draymond Green. But first, let me tell you guys about today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. It's that time again. The NFL's rolling, the NBA's back, and my sponsor, Underdog Fantasy, has got you covered. If you're new to Underdog, use code HOOPSTA and get $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5 entry, win or lose. Here's how it works. Just pick higher or lower on 2 or more player stats, and you're in the game with a shot to win up to 5,000 times your money. Now, I'm from Los Angeles, so I'm gonna try to win something on this Laker game tonight. Luka's been going crazy, so I know he's gonna get more than 31 points tonight. I'm gonna put in $50 on this one, and if I win, I'm gonna get $200. I'm also gonna put in $50 for this one, and there you go. After that, you're locked in, and now I gotta watch the game to see if I win. You can make your own picks right now in most states, including California, Georgia, and Texas. So what are you waiting for? Hit the link in the description, use code HOOPSTA, and start making your picks today. But now let's get back to the video. As mentioned moments ago, Draymond is seen as the glue of the Golden State Warriors, taking on any role required to help to ensure their continued success. But one of the few people who would take issue with the notion that he was a great teammate is Jordan Poole. Back in October of 2022, both men were among the linchpins of the Golden State squad. But it's fair to say that didn't necessarily mean they were in sync as individuals rather than competitors. In fact, Dre's issues with him stem back to Poole's college days, even if he did respect his abilities as a player.
Jordan, as we all know, he went to the school down the highway from Michigan State University. No need to mention the school's name, but I absolutely hated him. I mean, he played against Michigan State. Like, get this kid out of here. Like, he never backed. I've never seen him back down in a moment. And that dates back to then. Like, I've never seen him shy away from a moment. He won all those moments.
Due to this heightened tension, a Draymond moment, which is legendary for all the wrong reasons, didn't happen in open play, but actually occurred in practice. During training camp, the two had an exchange of words, which prompted Green to tee off on his teammate, punching him directly in the face and knocking him out. As the video did the rounds, it became a big pop culture moment, leading to endless memes and skits referring to it.
Jordan, I'm just like Mike. I'm just like Mike. Why'd you hit him like that? I'm just like Mike. I barely hit him. Shit, this shit hurt. God damn.
Hit him like that, man. Come on.
Nah, coach, come on. Michael Jordan hit you, and what happened next?
That's Michael Jordan.
Y'all won a championship, and I'm Draymond Green.
But the fallout was swift, leading to a fine for Draymond. And when the fences couldn't be mended, Poole was traded in June 2023. Speaking after the fact, it's clear Green regretted how it went down, yet believed there were valuable things to extract from it.
But it taught me so much, because it taught me, you're right, he may not be like you. He ain't from where you from. the things you went through, the way you had to come up, he may not have came up like that. So for that 5 seconds, I forgot where I was at because I immediately went to what I know. But what you know don't really work here. Yeah. And everybody say, oh man, but you was 10 years in, you should know better. You're still learning, 9 years in. But it's them lessons like that ultimately make me who I am to this day because, man, I fucked that up.
But even with the remorse he's shown, the combative dynamic has remained intact even after he headed to the Warriors.
So the first time I catch the ball on the post, Jordan smashed up on me. He overzealously is like, So then, as the game keep going on, you know how you can see a look in somebody's eye when you like, oh, he like, So then fast forward to the play. They run the guard ball screen. He go off the flare. Our man get whacked with the flare. Me being the defensive guy that I am, I'm gonna make a last ditch effort and try to get a contest. He pointed at me after he hit the shot as if like he broke me off and like hit the shot, bro. I'm getting a late contest. Ain't even my man. Everybody on my Twitter like Draymond point, Steph hit the 3. Well, it's actually the same exact thing because then he went and got a contest that wasn't his contest. And he got his eye bang, and I pointed back at him.
As for the legacy of this infamous incident, Draymond believes it's fed into what he believes is an unfair portrayal of what he's truly like.
But when you watch that video, how do you feel about yourself?
When that video first came out, I watched that video all day. Because in the video, you watch an audioless video, you watch a 3-second clip of me walking up and I swing, and like that's what you see. That video was put out there like that to portray me the exact way it did. Does that mean I was not wrong in what I did? No, that does not mean that. 100% was the wrong reaction. But in everything, there's also a full story. I don't care to share my story. One day I will. It ain't the time nor the place, nor do I care to share it. Care more about figuring this team out and trying to win. But one day I will, because there's always a time.
While fans have speculated that things like this happen more regularly than expected, the only difference is that this one leaked out into the public eye. I think the league's reaction to this kind of proved that this type of thing isn't nearly as uncommon as people would think. Although Draymond has been contrite about what went down, that doesn't necessarily mean that it didn't leave a mark. And in interviews, Poole has hinted that the feud is still intact, and Green's attempts to reconcile are falling on deaf ears.
How much love did you feel tonight, both during the game from the fans and then after the game from your former teammates and coaches?
Yeah, I love those guys over there. I love most of those guys over there, and really good group, really good staff. Shout out to the fans. Saw a lot of 3 jerseys out there, a lot of JP3 jerseys, which is always really cool, and always get a lot of love.
As alluded to, this kind of issue with a teammate is a rarity. When it comes to Green's temper getting the best of him, most of his offenses came when interacting with rival players, leaving some NBA fans to label him among the most flagrant cheats in sports history. Dirtiest player I've ever seen in the league. If Draymond was fairly called, he'd foul out in the first quarter. And one incident which did nothing to change this perspective was when he slapped Nurkic directly in the face. During a hotly contested game between the Warriors and the Phoenix Suns back in 2023, Green lashed out at Jusuf Nurkic in a way which was deemed extreme even for him.
Oh, man.
Well, that's going to be a flagrant. Yeah.
But strangely, the Bosnian baller himself seemed more concerned about Draymond than anything.
What's going on with him, I don't know. Personally, I feel like that brother needed help. I'm glad he not tried to choke me, but at the same time, it ain't nothing to do with basketball, man. Like, I'm just out there trying to play basketball and out there swinging. I think we saw that often, but hope he, whatever he got in his life, get better.
The fallout was unsurprisingly swift for Green, who has said he was in counseling following the incident, while also being handed an indefinite suspension, which they said the NBA said had been influenced by a repeated history of unsportsmanlike acts. And by the looks of it, whatever therapy Draymond was in proved ineffectual, as he still didn't let it go.
Biggest hater inside the NBA is Nurkic.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Hater. Oh, you need help. I hope that brother still need help. Like, you need help, big softy.
And what's the tweet you sent them when they lost?
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
Tell me this though, Shaq. How are you gonna tweet at us? That's all, folks.
Yeah.
And you got the worst playoff record in NBA history, the worst win percentage, but you're gonna tweet that's all, folks. Now, I can go to sleep for 5 years and wake up you still won't have half the playoff wins we've accumulated. How are you going to tweet that?
And whenever Nurkic gets involved in some kind of on-court skirmish today, like his fight with Najee Marshall, you can bet that Draymond will be on hand with a petty response.
I did not quite understand, and he just out of nowhere like picked an argument and then swung.
Yeah.
And I hope that brother got the help he needed. Because
that was random.
Man, it was just like out of nowhere, like something's wrong in life.
Yeah.
Like he must be going through a really hard time in life. It was just a little surprising
that he would take
to see him swing like that, but then to get pushed on the ground
and cry.
And then start whining about it and grabbing his face, I was really shocked. I'm very surprised that the guy who got swung on got suspended for more games than...
That's weird.
Like, that I did not understand. They said, oh, he tried to keep going in the back. Like, stop. He gets one more game suspension than the guy who swung on him. So, like, what am I to do if I get swung on? Just stand there because I'm going to get suspended? Like, that is crazy.
But not every person that Green practically assaults on the pitch holds a lot of ill will over it. As in the case of Dre's famed encounter with Steven Adams, they've since put it behind them, no matter how underhanded it might have been. Back in 2016, OKC Thunder and Golden State were squaring off in the Western Conference Finals when Adams received a kick to his groin that Dre will always claim was unintentional and simply a byproduct of his natural shooting motion.
In game 2, it's the leg, guys. Watch the leg.
Reflecting later, Steven said he can still recall the agony.
The pain, so I got kicked in the nuts on that one. And this is like, I guess, what I'm famous for, I guess. That was the one that I was like, fuck. The pain on that one, mate, was just the worst. The absolute worst. Unbelievable. I hate that more than the whole KD thing, mate. I ain't even mad at the KD thing. I was just mad at the nut chick.
But there wasn't any major unrest, and they reportedly squashed any beef immediately.
You know what? Right after that game and after the series, I waited for him in the hallway.
Really?
Chop it up. And you know what he said? Bro, we out there playing basketball. To the point of this being a guy I don't need to mix it up with like that because there is that mutual respect.
Besides, Adam got his payback on the court later in the series by posterizing him.
Thunder with only 3. How about that extension? That's the way you want your big man to attack the glass. There's no better feeling. There is no better feeling than the body-to-body dunk.
Even still, the moment has lived on in infamy, and Dre is getting checked by people like Ray of the AMP crew about it to this day.
You do some crazy shit, Draymond.
Yeah, you look dirty, I ain't gonna lie. You look dirty, bro.
Dirty is crazy.
You kicked Steve Adams.
Steve Adams? Oh.
And it hasn't changed their interactions on the court either, as there are times when Dre is still flagrantly fouling him.
And a basket by Eason.
Despite all of this, the truce has held up, and there's no lasting beef, with the two saluting one another at the end of the series last season. However, not everyone is as forgiving. Just ask Sacramento's Domantas Sabonis. In the same season that the Jordan Poole incident went down, Dre would be suspended for 1 game when he dished out a Stone Cold Steve Austin style mudhole stomp.
And Curry's got the board. Green gets tied up. And a technical has been assessed. So that's it for Draymond Green. He's done.
Immediately, his teammates downplayed it, acting as though it was anything but purposeful.
What did you think about, did you see the Sabonis Draymond thing? And did that change the dynamic of the game at all? Did that change like what you were feeling, what the team was feeling?
I didn't see it happen live. I got a rebound. I was headed down the other way. I know he grabbed his foot, and I don't know what you're supposed to do in that situation. And he obviously finished the rest of the game, so I know he's a tough guy, but I'm sure he's gonna be all right. But it's just a matter of, after that we tied the game with whatever it was, 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left. So we still responded. You'd love to have Draymond out there, obviously, to finish a game just because of what he does for us. But yeah, I didn't think it was anything other than what they said it was, and hopefully move on to game 3.
Meanwhile, those who follow the sport suggested an attack like that should have received harsher punishment because of the possible damage he could do. I was curious just how dangerous stomping on someone's chest actually is, so I did some research. A force of 3,300 newtons to a rib gives about a 25% chance of a fracture, and the chance of a breakage goes up from there. A study found that average men, not 250-pound professional athletes like Draymond Green, are capable of producing about 9,000 newtons of force on average with a stomp. It doesn't appear like Green stomped as hard as he could, but he clearly didn't have to. There has been much discussion about the Warriors themselves failing to provide proper accountability to Green's violent actions, but clearly the league and NBA media in general need to look back at their own complicity in this. Whether it was because of the action itself or how the sport handled it, the whole thing left a sour taste in the Kings player's mouth, to the point that he later refused to shake Green's hand.
Lost a lot of respect for Sabonis. You don't shake guys' hands after you lose. I don't respect that. I once left the court when we lost in Game 7 of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I went to my locker room and I sat down and I said, this don't feel right. And I walked back out on the court and I showed everybody love. You lost. Deal with it. Pay your respect. That was whack to me.
But through it all, Dre maintains it was merely a response to what Sabonis had done to him, and nothing more.
What necessarily happened in this situation, Mud?
Why is he holding on to my ankle?
Really? Yeah,
he holding my ankle. Look.
Yet sometimes, it's not even his conflict to get into, and he just brought him into it on behalf of his teammates. And one person who knows all about that is Rudy Gobert. Amid a game with the Timberwolves, the French player and Green's teammate Klay Thompson got into a little skirmish, and as soon as Rudy put his hands on Klay, Green promptly sprang into action.
Nowhere near that.
Every team has an enforcer, and the Warriors have Draymond.
The reason Draymond went so demonstrably is that Gobert had Klay in a headlock.
Yeah.
And Draymond's not feeling that at all.
So he's just pulling him off. We're not doing that. This ain't that. Klay and McDaniels going at it here, and then all of a sudden Gobert comes in, and Draymond's like, no.
Yeah, it's
chill out.
And then Draymond, he headlocked Gobert there, so.
The fallout from this flagrant 2 was swift, with Dre earning himself yet another suspension.
Here is what it would sound like after the game from the perspective of Rudy Gobert after all 3 players were ejected.
Proud of myself for, being the bigger man again and again. It's kind of funny because before the game I was telling myself that Steph is not playing, so I know Draymond's going to try to get ejected.
Rudy had his hands on Klay's neck, and that's why Draymond went after Rudy, and I saw one replay right after it happened. The guys on the back of the bench were telling us that Rudy had Draymond or had Klay, and that's why Draymond went at Rudy. So that's all I know.
And I do hope though that the things down here is what needs to be done. Yeah, because that's just clown behavior.
But this time around, he felt zero remorse. I don't live my life with regrets, Green said after practice, the first time he has spoken to reporters since his suspension. I'll come to a teammate's defense anytime that I'm in a position to come to a teammate's defense. What matters to me is how people that I care about feel, first and foremost. How are the people that I care about affected? What do they have to deal with? That's it for me. While after the fact, Gobert said that he felt sorry for his on-court adversary. I have empathy for him. You see somebody that's not well inside and suffering. You take away the game and all that, and you want somebody to be well and be able to do what we do every night and compete and be happy. In classic fashion, Green didn't simply leave it there, later roasting the Frenchman over crying when he wasn't named an All-Star.
I thought there was a chance that I might not make it, but just surprised. I think it's disrespectful. I mean, I feel disrespected. It's my legacy. I don't even play for money. I don't even care about that bonus. To be honest, it's just about my legacy. It was a rough night. I mean, my mom caught me crying. It was tough, but it is what it is. It's always going to be that way.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
One thing I can assure you, if I didn't make it this year, I wasn't going to cry. I 100% assure you that. It has to be Rudy. I mean, the man cried on national television when he didn't make the All-Star team. Thank God he's made the next 3. Cause
Stop it, Dre. Leave that man alone.
I mean, you can't cry, Chuck. I said it then. I'm gonna say it now. I got killed on Twitter then. I'll probably get killed today. No, you can't cry.
No, you're right.
Come on.
Right.
He then cast doubt over why he was benched by France during the Olympics and basically suggested he should be ashamed about it.
France had a very interesting plot twist going on. Big Rudy Gobert said he had surgery on his finger or something. France's coach said he thought the matchups was an issue. And so Rudy didn't start because of the matchups. We don't know what's true. I don't think we have any reason to believe Rudy's lying, except for the coach saying that it was for matchups. And in the 3 minutes that Rudy checked in, Shea started getting off. Wemby had a rough night, but coach said, I can't have both of my bigs not playing great. And, well, you decide who got to go. I know who I'd pick, but I'll leave it to you to pick. But like to be taken out of the lineup on any other team in the Olympics as an NBA player, not named Team USA, is kind of crazy.
On another occasion, he conceded that he was a Hall of Fame candidate, even if he wasn't completely sure of his credentials.
Dikembe Mutombo, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Hall of Famer. Ben Wallace, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Hall of Famer. Does this make Rudy Gobert a Hall of Famer?
It will, because a couple things. It will because when you look at the Hall of Fame, it is the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not it's not the NBA Hall of Fame. And I think we oftentimes see some guys from Europe get into the Hall of Fame that we wouldn't necessarily respect that guy being into the Hall of Fame on our terms. But it's not necessarily our Hall of Fame. It's the Basketball Hall of Fame. So I think he will get in. But is he a Hall of Famer and what we would consider a Hall of Famer?
Isaiah Thomas told me the best. He said there's 2 Hall of Fames. There's a bad Hall of Fame and then there's a Hall of Fame.
As a result, some fans have speculated that this amounts to a vengeful obsession for Green at this point. By now, it's pretty clear that Gobert and Green won't be sending each other Christmas cards anytime soon. But sometimes, it's not even just NBA players who wind up on his bad side. And in 2016, he wound up facing assault charges. This all stemmed from an issue he had with MSU defense back Jermaine Edmondson. While the exact details remain unclear to this day, the two squared off outside of a local restaurant, and soon things got physical.
This is where Draymond Green was arrested, outside of Conrad's, which is a popular late-night restaurant. As far as exactly what happened here, police aren't saying, just that it was enough for officers to arrest Green on assault and battery charges. Now today I spoke to a local sports agent who says he's a close friend of Green's and that this whole situation is very shocking to him. Draymond Green in handcuffs and 2 police officers walking him to jail. A viewer sent us this video of the NBA forward moments after his arrest Sunday morning in downtown East Lansing. It's a scene family friend Charles Tucker says he can't believe happened. Immediately, Draymond received the support of local people who insisted that he wouldn't have to be the instigator.
Sometimes we get in heated situations, not so much because of what we do, but because of who we are. I'm quite sure Draymond is fine. Great guy, great personality, great humanitarian. And
as the incident became a matter for the courts, Dre insisted he wasn't concerned.
I think when things happen, I think you meet them head on. My legal team is handling it. It'll be resolved really quickly. And, as a public figure, I just can't put myself in certain situations, So it's something that I learned from and just move on. This is the tech group, so this is definitely a pro Warriors fan. So
without a doubt.
They feel good.
No, they're on your side. That's true.
If found guilty, he faced a maximum of 93 days in jail and a $500 fine. And when it was all said and done, he only received the latter. Green was additionally forbidden from contact with Jermaine Edmondson, the player involved in the altercation, for 1 year. Above all, what everything we've discussed thus far has in common is that if Draymond feels there's any degree of threat or injustice in his midst, he will immediately go on the offensive. And on one particular occasion, a WNBA player learned this the hard way during a heated debate. Depending on who you talk to, the WNBA is a contentious issue. For some, it's a league which loses $10 million per year, while others see it as a valuable asset to the sports landscape. Draymond is ultimately in favor of the league, but a conversation with Lisa Leslie made it clear he has reservations. During their chat, talk turned to the difference in pay between the two leagues.
I mean, I just think, you know, from a salary standpoint, it'd be great for the women to be able to make more money. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. I think I saw something that said like one player that makes maybe $12 million on an NBA team could cover the whole WNBA salary.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's kind of like crazy.
And during the interview, she insisted the men who are paid so much better should perhaps contribute to break this gap.
We're what, 26 years young, so it's not like we're comparing ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, you know, we could just take a donation around the NBA maybe one night y'all don't go to the casino.
But it's safe to say that Draymond wasn't about that whatsoever, immediately tearing this proposal to shreds.
Because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players support the WNBA like
the most.
More than we probably support the NBA.
This sudden change in atmosphere caused Lisa to backpedal, suggesting that the men of the league do more than enough.
You shouldn't be bothered because the WNBA players, I can tell you 100%, and we had a meeting for our 25th anniversary. We're like, do Zooms with the veteran, the legends of the league or whatever, and just talking about it. And I told them on that call, the #1 supporter that we have, you guys never focus on, and that is the NBA players.
And in the aftermath, Green was praised for speaking out where others might have been silent. Draymond was the only one with balls to speak the truth. Draymond honestly was how every guy in the room felt at the moment. He actually just spoke on it. As a true legend of the sport, Draymond demands respect at every turn. And as this video makes clear, he isn't afraid to go above and beyond to get it if he feels he needs to. So as he closes in on what will likely be one of his last seasons in the NBA, you can bet that there will be more fireworks to come before it's all said and done.